table, and it's a game on Saturday against City in the FA Cup.
Mhm.
Welcome to All Red TV. So far, it's just me and my good friend and a brother from another mother. Although we will probably have the young Padawan Ben joining in shortly, but so far it's just the two of us. You doing all right there, Aldo?
I'm okay, mate. Yeah, yeah. I'm just curious to why you call him the young whatever it is you call him.
Young Padawan, but he's 10 years or something. So I mean,
Oh,
we are the mentors of the
well,
young generation, in my opinion.
we're veterans now, mate, aren't we?
We are past our best, to
Yes,
say the least.
yes.
um,
Oh,
well, let's just get into it, my friend.
yeah,
The big we we have been hoping and maybe talking about wanting Slot to be sacked this international window.
mm,
That's not going to happen. But one that got sacked was Igor Tudor at Spurs. He got
yeah,
7 games, I believe he got.
yeah,
I think that was a shitty signing in the first place. I don't think he was right for the club, and now they've got a Premier League proven manager in De Zerbi.
yeah.
Now, I think that can have some impact in the relegation battle, and I would really love to hear your thoughts on it, Aldo.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I've been following this since Thomas Frank was sacked, and Igor Tudor came in from Croatia. Uh, he used to play for Juventus. His track record wasn't good. He had confidence in his own ability, but he came in and in 8 Premier League games, they lost 7 and drew 1. We know where the draw was. Now, I've also watched a lot of stuff on YouTube with Tottenham fans on their own podcasts and such, and basically they thought that the Liverpool result was a false dawn, which proved to be right when they lost 3-0 away at Nottingham Forest. Sorry, at home to Nottingham Forest, correction. They got absolutely schooled there. And then obviously with the final whistle went and he went straight down the tunnel, didn't shake hands with Victor Pereira because he'd been told straight at the final whistle that his father had passed away.
Mm.
So obviously he's flown back home. And then Tottenham and Igor have come to a mutual agreement to part company. The main thing is that him and his family are okay. That's the most important thing. But he's been in situ. He was in situ at Tottenham for 44 days. Now, the most famous 44 days. Now, I'll educate you a little bit, my man. The,
Yep.
the most famous 44 days in English football, and there's a film on it called The Damned United. It's brilliant. It's Brian Clough's 44 days at Leeds United.
I've seen the movie. I'm
Right?
not
That's
monk.
the most famous 44 days. But
Yeah.
I think the Tottenham board, they've rolled the dice again here for the last time, I think. But I agree with you on one extent. De Zerbi is a good coach.
Mm. He's
Sorry,
a better coach than the Tudor.
he's a good manager. He's better than Tudor. But the problem is simply this for me. They've left it too late. They should have brought him in after Thomas Frank with 12 games to go because the style of football he plays, that Tottenham squad are not going to get used to that system in the first 3 games. So that leaves him 4 games to go. Now, he's also very volatile as well, not only with the players, but also the board as well, because he left Brighton under a cloud and now he's left Marseille under a cloud as well. I think if Tottenham were in mid-table, it would be a good appointment. But I think this is an high-risk appointment with I think they've left it too little too late, and I still think Spurs will go down because he plays a pressing game. And when they press like Brighton did, you get cut open. Are you telling me he's going to play that way at Sunderland next weekend? I
Well,
think I think they're in deep shit, Spurs, and they're not going to get out of it.
first of all, I want to say that this is a better appointment than Tudor. If you just compare those managers,
Oh yeah,
as I said, he is a Premier League proven manager. He's been in before. He knows what he goes to. So compared to those two, I think this is the better signing. I do agree with you that it may be a little bit too late,
Yeah,
but the biggest issue has been and still is the amount of players that are unavailable.
yeah. And
And
what I find amazing is because obviously Spurs have come out and said that he was their first choice before Thomas Frank, but they couldn't get him. And now with 7 games to go, they've managed to be able to get him. They've given him a 5-year contract with no relegation release clause. This is a crazy appointment, mate. If you take away how good he is, if you look at the situation of
yeah,
Spurs at the minute as a club, if this was Liverpool, you wouldn't be happy about this with 7 games to go.
no,
I wouldn't either. And the thing is, I'm looking at it, and they've just put Spurs fixtures up on the TV, but I'm looking at those 7 games they've got now. Are you telling me that all those 7 clubs are going to roll over now because De Zerbi's coming?
no. But
Hell.
I think since he's a better coach, I think they have increased the chances a little bit. Now, again, if he plays a pressing game, and that is an issue because let's say miraculously everybody that has been injured come back tomorrow. Okay? Every 10, 11, 12 players are back tomorrow at the training field.
Yeah.
It's going to take some time to adapt to the high pressing game.
Of course
We
it
saw
is.
that with Liverpool and Klopp as well. We saw from day one what he tried to do, but we saw that the fitness wasn't there.
I agree, because the thing is, Alred, as well, is they're not going to adapt to that system in 3 games.
No.
So here's my question to you then. So the first 3 games, they've got Sunderland away, they've got Brighton, his former club, at home, and then they've got Wolves away. So if they lose all them 3, if he loses his first 3 games, Ben's here.
Yeah. I'll put him on.
So if De Zerbi loses his first 3 games, they've got 4 games to go. Are you honestly telling me that Spurs will survive with 4 games left?
I'm not saying that they'll survive. I'm just saying that they have a better shot with him than they had with Tudor. And that's all I'm saying.
I don't think they have. I think they've rolled the dice too late here because the thing is, West Ham are going to pick up points, that's for sure. And so are Nottingham Forest. They're playing better football than Spurs at the minute. So I think here, Spurs have took a massive risk here. And I honestly believe now they've sealed their own fate.
I think the 5-year contract is ridiculous, and they made him one of the highest paid managers as well.
Yeah, but the thing is, already he never stays longer than a year and a half wherever he is.
Yeah, but that's another issue. But welcome, Ben. I'm glad to see you're allowed by your parents to be up so late. But it's not a school night tomorrow, so probably that's why. I'm just joking. Welcome to the show. We've just been talking about the De Zerbi appointment so far. I think it's a better signing as a manager compared to Tudor. I think they still have the issues when it comes to the missing players who are out of commission due to injuries, etc. But what are your thoughts on this, Ben? Do you see this as a turning point for them, or do you think it's still going to hell?
Craig said something about taking the shot too soon or too late.
Yeah,
they sacked Thomas Frank too late. That's when it was nailed in. They were screwed. They should have sacked Thomas Frank in November, not January. But here we are. I said when they signed Tudor, it would be a bad decision, and I've been saying that they should get Sean Dyche. I still stand by this. Sean Dyche would have been a better appointment for the next 7 games than De Zerbi, because Sean Dyche would just say it how it is, whereas De Zerbi used to insult the players and abuse them. And De Zerbi is 1000% already told every single player in that Tottenham dressing room, it doesn't matter what happens this season, how you perform, half of you are going to leave this club whether you like it or not this summer, even though it's probably threatening them with a good time.
But a lot of the thin red line here for me is Thomas Frank had the same issues. Tudor has the same issues.
Yeah.
And De Zerbi will have the same issues.
Yeah.
It is that it has almost a full starting 11 injured or unavailable.
Yeah.
Look what a few injuries have done for us this season. I mean, if Klopp, for instance, or Fergie or whoever had, except Pep, then because he has 2 teams on the bench, but if you have 10, 11 first team players out, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is, I don't know if Ben will agree with me here, because what I said, Ben, was regarding De Zerbi, the style of football he plays, it's chaos, and the players are not going to adapt in the first 3 games to his system. It's going to take at least 4 or 5 games. Now the thing is, I honestly think I agree with Ben. I think Sean Dyche would have been a better call with 7 games to go. But I think regardless of who they bring in, it doesn't matter who it is. It's about the players on the pitch, and the players now, they're just not doing it. I don't think they can handle the pressure, this relegation dogfight, because they've never been there, and De Zerbi's never been in this position either. So is he going to handle the pressure? Because what's his press conference going to be like if he loses at Sunderland on the first game?
He's got a 5-year contract. He doesn't give a shit.
Exactly, he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. He's walking away to the bank laughing here, whatever happens.
But don't you think that it kind of lightens the pressure on him on some sort? Because
no,
we have seen teams in many different leagues, not just England, where teams get relegated a year and start rebuilding, and it's easier to rebuild in a championship where the competition is easier than in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a good thing. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, but you're also talking about clubs that don't have a stadium that needs hundreds of millions of pounds in refurbishments. Spurs cannot afford to go down. Like, this isn't Leicester, where they don't have a state-of-the-art stadium that can host things. Spurs need Premier League revenue. They can financially not afford to lose this revenue, even with parachute payments. There's not a single thing about Spurs going to the Championship which will help them, except maybe the current owners might leave. But even then, it's not like.
But you gotta help me here, guys. When a team is relegated, it gets some money from the Premier League in the first year.
Yeah, they get the parachute payment. It's called,
yeah. So they will have some money there, and the stadium is not going to be empty. They're going to make a lot more money than Leicester did when they went down, because they have a bigger stadium.
Never know that. Spurs fans might refuse to go to games. Wouldn't surprise me.
No, but everybody is. I don't know what the word is in England, but when the team does good, players come to the people come to the games, and if you lose almost every game in the Premier League, people stay home. But if you start winning, even though it is in Championship, it's more fun again.
Yeah. Well, I've got a question for you both then, on Tottenham, because I've looked at their results this year, right? Now, this is why I think they'll go down, right? And obviously you might disagree, you might agree, but Spurs have only won 2 home games all season, and they've yet to win a game in 2026. They're not winning games at home, and out of the 7 games they've got left, they've got 4 at home. So, do you honestly think that they're going to, after only winning 2 all season, they're suddenly going to turn it around now?
When I look at right now, I think it's between Spurs and West Ham. I think Forest are just too good to go down now. They're in a good position. I think so. I think it's Spurs and Tottenham, Spurs and West Ham. When I look at those 2 teams, I think West Ham have got the more favourable end to the season. Spurs have still got to go to Stamford Bridge and Villa Park, whereas the hardest game West Ham have is Arsenal.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, Ben, they've got to play Leeds as well, because Leeds are not out of it either, are they? And that's at Spurs.
Both of them have got to play Leeds at home.
Yeah. So what if from a conversation point of view, what if Leeds United turn up at Spurs and take all 3 points? Would you say Spurs are going down then?
It depends what happens in the West Ham game, because Spurs could lose and West Ham could also lose, because when Spurs play Leeds.
But on the whole, do you think the signing of De Zerbi?
Oh, I've already said multiple times the signing of De Zerbi will be catastrophic.
I think.
Okay, so in your opinion, Ben, this doesn't change the chances at all.
No.
But do you think it worsens the chances compared to Tudor?
Yeah.
I do think it worsens the chances, because, like Craig said, De Zerbi's play style, he has a huge emphasis on build-up. How do you expect him to get a click out of Conor Gallagher and Polini in build-up when neither of them to have an ounce of technical ability?
Spurs have already broke the pay structure for Conor Gallagher. He's on 220 grand a week.
Yeah, but the salary is one thing. But the point is, if it fits the system.
Yeah. Both players and system.
Yeah.
Okay. So in both your opinions, this signing is a little bit too late.
Yeah.
And it's not going to change anything.
I wouldn't, even if it was in January or December or November, De Zerbi still wouldn't have been the guy I would have looked for.
Well, the thing is as well, Ben and Alred, before Spurs play next on the 12th of April, they could be in the bottom 3 already, because they play on the Sunday away at Sunderland, and West Ham play on the Friday night.
But we talked before the international break. We talked about this is the perfect time to sack the manager, because he could have that amount of time to get to work with the players. That has to.
That narrative almost never works. But
the point is, he has now.
Look at United
almost.
Under
He has almost 2 weeks to work with the players.
2 weeks isn't enough to make Conor Gallagher and Polini technical players. They're never. You could have a year with that squad and nothing would change.
But we agreed that sacking Slot in the international window was the best time to do it, because he would have time to manage the players or get to know them, or whatever we want to call it. That has to apply here as well. It's better that he has.
Yeah, but the difference.
Wait. It is better for him to have 2 weeks with the players before the first game than 2 days.
Like I just said, it does not matter how long this coach has, or any coach. These players don't care. They don't know how to handle the situation. They don't want to be there. All these players are thinking about right now is putting pen to paper at new clubs in the summer and the World Cup.
Yeah, but if
and the difference between slacking and the Slot thing is, whoever comes into local has a solid squad, a solid foundation of players. Like, you're coming into a team with Florian Wirtz, Isaac, Ekitike, Kirkes. Like, come on, you're coming into a team with a defensive spine of Van Dijk and Alisson.
It doesn't matter what kind of squad you have. If you can work with them 2 weeks compared to 2 days, that is better, in my opinion. But as I said before, maybe you came on, Ben, he still has 10, 11 or 12 players unavailable. Now, that is an issue no matter who is the manager. And if you say that...
I think that number will be less. I think that'll be like under 10 players unavailable after the international break. Kudus and a few others might be available.
Okay.
When the Premier League returns next weekend.
But that could also help him, I think. But
my question to you, Alred, then is, obviously De Zerbi's come in now, and like you said, he's got 2 weeks to work with the players who are available. Right? I know we're all neutral on this, so it doesn't really matter to us. But if you was a Spurs fan now, would you be confident of staying up? Because I've listened to what the Spurs fans are saying, and they've already accepted that they're going down.
I'm not saying I would be confident, but I would say, based on the manager, I think we would have a 2% bigger chance than we had with Tudor. That's all I'm saying. I wouldn't be confident in that situation, even if it was us.
What do you think, Ben? What do you reckon?
won't have any confidence. Like I said, it's De Zerbi, no De Zerbi. They could have appointed Luis Enrique over the last week, and I'd still back them to go down.
Yeah.
Because like I said, these players just don't want to be there. You can tell they don't. Mickey van der Ven, he's thinking he's going to get a move to Liverpool. He can jog
I don't
on.
want him. No.
I don't want him.
I don't want him and the player you've been singing so highly of for the last 6 months, Bastoni, is shit.
I've not been singing Bastoni's praises. I've been against that idea completely.
But I don't want that Van der Ven. He's a loose cannon. He's
injury prone.
I don't want.
I don't care about his injuries. It's his ability. He's not a good player.
Yeah, but I don't think he's a good player as well. I think he's a loose cannon.
The only good thing is talking about centre halves, just going off tact a little bit here. From what I've read this afternoon, Slotterbeck's changed his mind on signing for Dortmund because he knows Liverpool and Man United are interested.
From what I heard, he was never committed to the extension.
No, I think he's going to leave. I don't know where he's going, but I know where I'd like him to go. But
I think he goes to Real Madrid or Barcelona.
I fucking hate Real Madrid. That's another issue. Let's jump. Let's leave the Spurs mayhem for a while. Quick pit stop against the World Cup qualifying that was yesterday. I know, but it is football, and I like football. So shush. But I've been. I mean, you have to excuse me here, Ben. But it's grown-ups talking, old people. Let's talk about the good old days. So you have to.
Talking about the good old days of Italy.
Yeah. I mean,
not just Italy, but when we were kids, like me and Aldo, at least for me here in Norway, the only time I could see the best players in the world, right? That was at the European Championship or the World Cup. You know, that was because we didn't have that access to football like we have today. The only chance I could see one Premier League game a week. I didn't decide which game it was. It was just something that the broadcaster decided. So I could, maybe if I was lucky, I could see 3 Liverpool games a year.
3, wow.
I could not see Maradona. I could not see Cruyff. I could not see Platini. I could not see Ronaldo or any of those guys, right? So the only chance I had to see those legends was at the World Cup. Now, due to the excess of modern football, I can see any stars I want, anytime I want.
I must have been mesmerising that, going from black and white telly, not being able to watch the stars, to going to watching Maradona and Pele.
We started with the radio, you prick. But my point is, since one of my teams, Italy, went out yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was, I looked at some of the teams in the World Cup. Now, we have teams like Bosnia, who qualified yesterday. We have Qatar. We have Haiti. We have Curacao. Yeah, that one. We have New Zealand, Iran, Cabo Verde. We have Iraq. We have Jordan, Republic of Congo, Uzbekistan. I mean, these teams doesn't get me interested.
That makes you want to watch it, doesn't it, with what you've just rhymed off?
And that's my point, because first of all, it's gotten big. Now, the English stars are still going to be there. Brazilian stars is still going to be there. The French stars is still going to be there. But all these uninteresting games, why would I watch that?
No.
If the point you're trying to make is that Italy not making it to the World Cup is a bad thing, then I'm gonna unsurprisingly repeat that and say that Italy shouldn't have bottled it.
Shouldn't have
bottled it. Italy, Bosnia, all those nations are in their places at this World Cup, and yeah, they aren't good teams, fair enough, but they are in their places, and that's why it's a World Cup.
Yeah.
If you want to complain about that, you might as well just go back to 2021 when we all complained about the European Super League and close competitivity.
I'm not complaining. I think it's.
But hear me out. Hear me out. I'm not complaining that Bosnia and Turkey and those nations qualified. I mean, everybody's qualified. But if you're going to sit here in this stream and tell me that Argentina or Brazil against Curacao is an interesting game, come on.
You get to watch Lionel Messi. That's always interesting. I could
you know what I'm referring to.
Yeah, but the thing, it's selective, isn't it, really? Obviously, you're not going to watch every single game at a World Cup.
I usually do.
Except for this World Cup.
Exactly. Now,
the thing is, though, even if the games are interesting, are you really going to stay up till 2 a.m. to watch?
No,
even if it was a good game.
But without that, I would not watch these games if it was on European time either.
And the thing is, I mean, the time scale, because it's in 3 different countries, which is crazy in the first place. But for me, and I ain't complaining, but I mean, I've got a couple of Italy shirts in my collection, and I think it's a travesty that the Azzurri are not there, and this is the 3rd time they failed to qualify. So this is nothing new. But and one thing I know for certain is, from what Sky Italy are reporting, is that there's a meeting scheduled on Monday in Rome with all the top officials from the Federazione Italiano Gioco Calcio, which is Federation Italy Game Football, the players. So all the top brass are going to be there, and apparently some big wigs are going to be fired, and there's going to be a full restructure of the Italian game from top to bottom now after this.
We've heard that.
Me.
I mean, you're probably right. We've heard this. We heard this in 2018. We heard this in 2022 as well.
Yeah,
but they've been saying they're going to restructure Italian football for the last 16 years.
Well,
it's never happened.
They need to. After last night, I didn't watch it. I'm having a break from football, but
they should have listened.
And
remember when they got Craig? Remember when they got grouped in 2010?
Yeah.
And Baggio came out and made like a 900-page document.
Yeah, he was
when
right.
When he sent that to the FIGC, they should have heeded his advice immediately, because every single point he made was valid. It didn't take a genius to see the path that Italian football was going on at that point was a very dark path.
Yeah. I think this is a clever and well done Peace Prize, Nobel's Peace Prize effort from Italy, because they have now selectively taken
a stand. World Cup in Qatar, in Russia, and America.
Exactly. They have deliberately not qualified for World Cup in corrupt countries with human rights.
It's so funny now, if they qualify for the World Cup in Spain in 2030, because Spain's been very on the right side of history.
You watch them qualify for that one.
Spain, then again, Spain aren't exactly sweet. Ain't exactly darlings, are they? They're very corrupt in their own ways.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about. There's a difference between the corruption and
genocidal scumbags.
Yeah, genocide and oppression and everything like that. But as I've said, I've always liked the World Cup, but it has lost its magic over the years. And I don't know about you, Aldo, but do you understand what I'm on about when I'm saying?
Yeah.
First of all, the access to the stars has made it.
The thing is, and it's unfortunate for Ben, but for me, one of my favourite players, he didn't. And the thing is, I know we're all laughing. I know Italy have not qualified, but I couldn't stop laughing last night when I saw that England had lost to Japan, and they're making England favourites to win the World Cup. I was pissing my sides because I don't want England winning fucking anything, nothing at all. And I tell you what. Here's my question to you. You show me a Liverpool fan who supports England. You can't.
I don't know anyone.
There isn't one. Another question.
I mean, I don't really. I mean, it's not that I care for England, but I don't mind if they win because I am English at the end. I'm English at the end of the day. If England win, I'm going to be happy.
No, I hope Scotland go further, to be honest.
Yeah, there's
Same
more
here.
chance. There's more chance of all three of us winning the daily lottery.
Exactly.
Yeah, but the point is,
Norway might go further than both of them.
I'm not English and I'm not Liverpoolian, but even I understand, and I have never supported English national team. Never, ever.
That's natural, though, isn't it? You know, Egypt. And again,
No, I like Italy. I like Brazil.
Yeah.
And I've been a fan of Liverpool since I was 8 years old.
And
So I should have some feelings about it, but it's kind of never no.
I mean, like you just said about the stars of the World Cup. I mean, unfortunately for Ben, he didn't see him. But one of my favourite players from the World Cup in '78 wasn't who you think it is, Alred. It wasn't Diego Maradona. It was Mario Kempes.
Yeah.
Kempes was a hell of a striker. But because of because of a certain Diego Armando Maradona, who's probably the best player to put on a pair of boots ever, Kempes didn't get any of the limelight. But if you go back on YouTube and watch the games he played in '78 against Holland, wow, what a striker he was. Paulo Rossi's another for Italy.
I'm just when we're talking about World Cup, I'm going to talk about I just want, like you said, one of the best players in Maradona. Now, as I said, I didn't have access to everything when I was younger. That's been more of recent, but I have. I think the best football player I have seen play football, and I'm not talking. I'm not saying he's the best in the world, but the 2, maybe 3 years he was at his prime, I don't think anybody player could touch him, and that was Ronaldinho.
Ronaldinho.
Yeah, at his peak prime, the 2, maybe 3 years where he was at top, the love, the joy, the way of playing. I mean, yeah.
He was certainly special. Put it that way. If he was making a World Cup 11, he'd be in it.
Yeah, but I think he can't be considered one of the best in the world of the GOATs because he was his peak was too short. He wasn't didn't have the longevity like Messi and Cristiano and everybody like that. But the 2-3 years he was at his peak, no one could touch him, in my opinion.
Be surprised.
So,
my favorite World Cup campaign, Miroslav Klose in 2014.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's if you're talking about World Cup 11, he's the striker for me. He's missed the World Cup in my opinion.
What about there was one guy, little Italian, and he had one great World Cup, and then he just faded into existence. Toto Scalacci.
Yeah, sure. and Rossi, Scalacci.
I mean, he's passed away now, sadly. But what a campaign he had.
I mean, yeah, but I think the World Cup is the backdrop of the World Cup this year in the United States was with the orange orangutan is not a good thing, but it has, at least for me, lost some of its potency. But I'm still thinking about doing some live TikTok videos about it, so maybe we can talk about it then.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting, and see how everybody gets on. Unfortunately, my favourite team won't win it, that's for sure. But I shall be wearing my Germany shirt with pride. But I don't think we'll get anywhere. I don't. I think it's going to
be. What are your favourites? If you have to pick a favourite for win, what guys? Let's start with you, Ben. Who do you think are the 2 favourites, Ben, to win? Yeah, to win the World Cup.
France and Spain.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you agree, Aldo?
Yeah, I agree completely. I can't look at any other 2 for me.
If you had to pick like a top 5 for me, it would be France. It'd be France, Spain, Argentina, Portugal, and England. I think.
What? No, Norway?
Norway my dark horse, but I'm not going to say that too much because last time I called a dark horse team was Turkey in the 2021 Euros. Look what happened then.
Okay. Well, what are your top 5, Aldo?
The Vikings are going to be raping and pillaging in America. Don't worry about that. My top five. I think it's going to be France. Well, Spain. I think Spain will win it. France, Argentina, Germany, and Portugal. There's no way I'm selecting England. No, I'll select Sweden before England.
Yeah, the thing is, you're going to pick. You might as well just make it a top 5. Germany aren't the favourites. Part of the favourites, that's all. Not
Germany.
No,
Germany.
I would like Germany to.
England are absolutely above Germany, and whether you like England or not, England are absolutely more likely to win the World Cup than Germany this year.
Oh yeah. But Germany will bounce back when Jurgen takes a hot seat. Don't worry.
See,
they're going to be a monster on the Jurgen.
Once Jurgen takes control of the German national team, I'm going to be singing their national
anthem. Oh yeah, you're jumping on the bandwagon then, aren't you? You can get stuff we don't want you.
we see little Ben singing Deutsch und Deutsch von Liebe alles.
Get stuffed up. I've been saying when Jurgen Klopp takes the national team job, I'm going to be the first one singing the national anthem.
I've said it since he left. The only job he's
I think that
I've said it since 2019, pal.
Yeah.
I've been saying it for longer than a decade.
Let's just put it this way. The first stream we do after that happens, we're going to play the national anthem and Ben's going to do a solo act.
Yeah.
No, we'll just listen to
it. All right, enough for the World Cup, enough for the long shots. Well, I almost said Premier League is back, but it isn't because it's the FA Cup on Saturday for us. And the good news is Isaac will be back in training tomorrow, isn't it?
But I don't think if he's going to make an appearance anytime soon, it'll be the second leg against PSG.
I'm not saying he's going to play, but it's good news that he's kind of training again with the team, or
I guess it's good news for the top 5 right now. We have another option off the bench.
Yeah, and as I said, I don't think he's going to be major impact by either here or there, but he is an option. He's back in training. It's good for Sweden as well when it comes to the World Cup.
It's also kind of good for Liverpool that he's going to be at the World Cup because that's going to be an extra couple of weeks of training and games that he's going to get. And I think Isaac is a player that needs momentum, so he's going to be
that as well.
So he's going to be coming for. Hopefully, he can have a good World Cup in Sweden. He can have a good individual tournament, but Sweden get grouped.
But still, that's the good news. Alisson will still be out a little while. I'm not sure what that means. Mo is sorry.
Frimpong's having checks.
Yeah, there hasn't been any reports on that front yet, as far as I've seen. Mo is still unavailable, is he?
I saw some that he could be available for this weekend.
But then him and Chiesa are available for the weekend.
Okay. Now, I think without the Frimpong, I think we kind of survived the national break without new injuries, and that's a good thing. But what do you think about the game coming up? Do you think this break has done us well, coming a little bit apart, doing something new?
No.
Although, do you see us going through against City?
No, I don't think it has done us any favours whatsoever. I think the thing is, I think Liverpool needed the break more than what Man City did after beating Arsenal in the League Cup final. They absolutely schooled Arsenal, that's for sure. And to be honest with you, I've already written this one off. I've got us losing. I think we'll score, but I think we'll lose 2-1. I just can't see us winning there at all. And I'm not really bothered about the FA Cup. And if we're pinning all our hopes on it, The thing is, but you know, in the list of priorities, it's probably the third, isn't it? So, so we've got the second and third choice priorities to go for. But to be honest with you, I just can't see anything than City going through to the semis.
But it would be good if it could, you know, do a good performance to get some momentum right after the break, wouldn't it?
Well,
thing is, if you want to with Liverpool, if we have a good performance in the City game, it's almost guaranteed we're going to have a tragic performance in the Parc de France.
Well, the thing is,
that's just how Liverpool works.
The thing
I think we can easily have two shit performances, no matter what.
The thing is, which is the bigger game of the two, the Parc de France or the FA Cup quarter final? I'm still convinced the FA Cup quarter final was fixed. Looking at the draw now, it was done. I'm 100% convinced it was rigged.
It surprised me. The FA needed a black quarter final, didn't they?
Yeah. You know, but at the end of the day, if we lose, I ain't going to lose any sleep over it. But the thing is, it's like we spoke about last time already, and I said watching Liverpool at the minute is like watching Forrest Gump. Liverpool are like a box of chocolates. You don't know what you're going to get. And we don't know what Liverpool's going to turn up.
Ben, what do you think we can? Do you think the break has done as well, or do you think it's just the same shit show, different day? and I'm not talking about what we prioritize. I'm just talking that, you know, the 2 weeks where the players have gotten their heads out of the Liverpool cauldron.
I remember the amount of conversations we had like this on anything Liverpool at the start of the season, and we ended up getting shot in the face, and slapped in the face, kicked in the face, kicked in the nuts. They proved us wrong every single time. We said, "Oh, this break came at a good time. We'll come back and be better." 3 times in a row, they did that. Yeah. Slot has probably not spent a single day of the last week and a half in Liverpool. He's been in Dubai.
You seen the tan he's got? You seen the tan he's come back with? Have a look at it.
Absolutely. It's not surprising. I said the moment we lost, even Slot was probably on a plane to another country at the moment the final whistle went against Brighton.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not. It is like, you know, the orange orangutan in the United States that takes golfing every second day. It looks strange, in my opinion, when the going gets tough, you hunker down and you commit. You don't go on a golfing trip or Dubai or Ibiza or whatever it is.
It's an insult to Trump. At least he attacks nations. Slot doesn't attack teams.
No.
Sorry?
It's an insult to Trump to compare Slot to him. Slot, at least Trump attacks nations. Slot doesn't attack teams.
Yeah, but yeah, and he can multitask because he can play golf while he's attacking. So
and the thing is as well, I mean, we've had some wonderful news tonight, haven't we, while we're talking about Liverpool games, because after we play PSG in the first leg in the Champions League quarter-final, we've got a 12:30 kickoff against Chelsea.
No, that's after the second game, isn't it?
No, I think it's before the semi-final or in between the semi.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's after the second leg and just before the semi-finals. It should be a win.
We've got a 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah, but it's only a 12:30 if we don't win the quarter-final. So in other words, it's a 12:30 kickoff.
Yeah. And no matter, and the thing here is if we win the game, we don't play the 12:30 kickoff. Now, but the point is, we are still getting an early kickoff after Champions League game. Doesn't matter if you go through or not. You still have the game in your legs.
Yeah.
And it is the corruption and the.
I would agree with this, but the second leg is on Tuesday, I think. So
we have a Tuesday.
Yeah, the second leg's on Tuesday.
Tuesday night, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, so I just saw the dates, so I wasn't sure if we had the Tuesday.
Because the Wednesday the Wednesday of the second leg is April 15th. Historically, Liverpool can't play on the 15th of April because of Hillsborough memorials.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but it is still strange that we always get an early kickoff or set up for an early kickoff after Champions League. It is like clockwork in that shitty, Premier League.
Whoever chooses the fixtures at TNT is a troll because they know that it clearly isn't helping us or anyone, but they still do it.
Yeah. So Alred, how do you feel about the FA Cup tie coming up on Saturday? Do you feel that we've got a chance?
I think if we're going to win anything, that's the best shot we have. I'm really not concerned about prioritizing this over that or whatever. I just want us to do well and get our momentum back to start the momentum.
Just get the season over.
Yeah, but we still have to play the games, and I have to watch the shit. So I'm optimistic until 5 minutes into the game because then I see where this is going. But I would like to see a little performance in the last few games. I know it's not going to happen.
You know the saddest thing to come out of all this, you've got Liverpool fans coming on YouTube on different podcasts, on different streaming channels, and you've got Liverpool fans coming on there, and one of them comes on here with us, and they're coming out now and saying we're not looking forward to going to Anfield anymore and watching the games. To hear that's shocking.
Yeah, and as I said, I'm not an idiot. I don't go around thinking, oh, now it's going to turn around. But I hope, I have a hope every game we start that maybe we get a little bit of a light of hope, a little bit of to cling on to till the next game.
I think it's like when you go shopping and food goes past its sell by date. I think that's what's happened with Ernie Slot. I think he's gone past his sell by date, and he's run out of road now. He's come to a dead end.
And I think that's what's kind of most frustrating for me is that we don't do anything.
Alred, I just wish he'd go on his press conference and come out, because he's always honest. He doesn't hide anything. But I just wish he'd come out and say, listen, I might as well tell you now, I've hit a dead end. I've come to the end of the road and I'll be leaving in the summer. Mo Salah's come out and already done it. And now Slot's come out today and give an interview on his thoughts on Mo Salah, what he thinks about him and how he feels about him leaving.
I'll start with you, Ben. I have a question. Do you think Salah would have left if Slot was not the manager and what happened earlier in the season?
No.
I think regardless of what happened, I think he does want a challenge at the end of the year. He hasn't been here 9 years, and I think maybe he would have saw his contract out, but I don't think it'd have been anything longer than that. Even if Slot left soon, it was confirmed to be going before that news. Because I do think it's just a case of wanting a fresh start somewhere else, or maybe give his final years to Roma. Maybe he feels there's unfinished business there.
But I still think he would have seen his contract through if he didn't feel pressured out.
Thing is, he wasn't just talking about Slot, was he? There was very definitely a name at Hughes and Edwards in that statement that he made.
Yeah.
And Hughes and Edwards are still going to be here till next summer at the latest.
Yes, lads. Hello, lads.
And bye.
Hello.
Yeah. I'll put him. On.
Up.
Hello, lads.
Hello.
I'm so sorry. I was late.
We're leaving now. Bye bye. No.
Are you finished now, lads?
No.
Oh
yeah.
Am I all right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Alred, going back to what you've just asked there, Alred. I mean, I see Ben's point of view, and I can understand it 100%. But I honestly think this is my. I just there's something not sitting right with me here. I know what Deck's gonna say because I've seen him on TikTok, but I'm sorry, but there's something not right here. Mo Salah signed a contract last year, a 2-year contract extension. 9 months in, he's decided to leave. So there's something not right. And I think, and I've said it on the last stream I did, and I'll repeat myself now for those who didn't see it. I think the relationship between Mo Salah and the people upstairs and Arne Slot has broken beyond repair, and that's why he's going. It's not about a new challenge. If Slot wasn't there, he's seen his contract out. But I think Salah's had enough, and I don't think he's the only one who feels like this in the dressing room at Liverpool at the minute.
Yeah, but if that was the case, surely he'd wait for the summer where Slot's going to be under review and the future of the new manager will be.
But according to the reports, this decision kind of was already made after the Leeds game earlier, where things kind of blew up in everybody's face. So the news broke to us now, but it has been kind of decided earlier on, and it hadn't been able to patch. So I think I agree with Aldo on this one. But what do you think, Deck? Do you think he would have stayed if he had not had this season and the issues with the club?
Good evening, lads. I'm so sorry to join very late. To answer the question, I think Mo Salah. I think the dispute with Arne Slot doesn't have too much to do with it, in my opinion. I think Mo Salah signed a 2-year contract so that this year we could sell him and the club would make money from Salah, whether that's to Saudi, Italy, Spain, Paris, etc. It doesn't really matter. But the big thing for me is that the fact that he's going on a free. I think that's a massive key point to look at, because Mo Salah is going on a free. He's not the worst player in the world, and look what he done last season. So if I'm a club, I'm trying to buy Mo Salah, I'm devastated. The thing is, whether the dispute with Arne Slot or whether the fallout with the club has had anything to do with it, you're never gonna know. And I think that's the biggest thing for us as Liverpool fans. We can sit here all night long and speculate, but I don't think we're ever going to truly know. For me, I think Salah has just had enough. I think he's tired. I don't think we're going to see Mo Salah go to Saudi or any other club. I think we will see Mo Salah retire at this level. He's mentioned before that he would like to finish his career at Liverpool. I think he left everything on the pitch last season, and he will leave as a club legend. Liverpool is his club. He's mentioned a lot of times that he wants to leave he wants to finish his career at Liverpool. He's mentioned a lot of times that his daughters are Scousers, etc. So I just think that I think the biggest thing for me is with the way it's happened, the way that he's going for free, except quote unquote. It is a key moment, because he's going to probably not join another football club next season. I don't see it. I know Saudi's a thing, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
But I kind of follow your thoughts there, train of thoughts.
You know what I mean, mate?
But if I don't see him retiring, and if that is what he's doing, why didn't he say so?
I mean, I get that, and that's a very good point. And it might not be retirement, but I think he'll definitely be a free. I think he'll definitely be a free agent.
But the point
is, I'll give it. I think he wanted to retire in Liverpool.
Yeah.
But since everything went tits up earlier this season, he's got tired. He thinks, okay, I'll take another challenge. Either it's MLS or Saudi or whatever.
Maybe.
But I think I think he is ready for that. I think he would have said he would retire if that was he was going to do. And although your turn.
But the thing is, the main thing is, because I watched the interview after the Leeds game when it went viral and basically it broke the fucking internet. I've watched it again, and Mo Salah says the club have thrown me under the bus.
Yeah,
they've made promises to me they've not kept. Right, there's your answer. I was going to. There's your answer. That's why he's decided to leave 9 months after signing a 2-year deal. After that Leeds game, Salah was done. He'd finished. He was done.
Yeah.
Right. The rift between Arnie Slot, him and Arnie Slot are in divorce court now. They've just not had the papers signed. That's all.
Yeah.
Right now, Salah will play football again, but who for? I don't know. I don't really care. I don't. I couldn't give a rat's ass. Is he a legend? Yes, he is. Of the Premier League era. I'm going to upset all three of you now because he's not in my 10 greatest 11 ever.
Well, I have to disagree. Just purely based on the numbers, Craig.
That's bullshit. That bullshit.
But okay, but I'm going to ask another question, and I can start with Ben. That's sitting there like he's kind of been way up past his bedtime. The question I'm going to ask is, why do we let him go for free? I mean, I understand we're doing it as a courtesy for a player who's been here a long time and is a legend and blah, blah, blah. But if the plan was for us to kind of sign him and maybe get money for him in the summer, because we would get some money for him in the summer, why the freak are we giving him as the free? Ben?
Because he wants to explore his options.
Yeah, but why couldn't we let him explore his options and get a few bucks for it?
So Ben, do you think that's because he wants to be a free agent then?
Yeah. You name me what 2 clubs that can pay a 40-50 million pound transfer fee, which is what we'd ask for.
He's not worth it.
Yeah. On top of whatever the transfer fee, on top of the money he'd want.
You don't think the Saudi could pay that kind of money for him?
No. Even Saudi, I'm sure, because I've seen reports that Saudi aren't allowed to make any offers until the yearly budget has been allocated, and that doesn't get done until July.
The reason he's leaving on a free is because he's been granted his wish to leave on exactly the same terms as Jurgen Klopp left. That's why he's going on a free transfer. Nothing to do with he's got 12 months left and we can get 50 million for him. He's going on the same terms as Jurgen Klopp. And
that's what I was going to ask you, Craig. You make a good point there. I was going to ask you, mate. Is it the same circumstances as what happened with Jurgen?
Exactly the same circumstances. The club have okayed it. The club have said you can go on the same. He's going on his own terms, same as Jurgen did. But Jurgen decided 2 years before he went that he was leaving because he's already signed contracts with Red Bull in Germany and nobody knew about it.
Yeah, but you don't sell a manager for £50 million. You sell a player for £50 million.
He's going on the same terms as Jurgen, so basically he's going for nothing.
Yeah, but I understand that.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter.
I agree that he deserves it. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that a player has still a more value when it comes to money than a manager.
But the club have decided he can go on a free transfer. He can leave.
Why did they let him do that?
Because the club have decided he can leave the same way Jurgen left on his own terms.
Why did they do it?
Clearly,
let me finish then, and I'll tell you. The club have come out and said he can go on his own terms, which is a free transfer. He could, right, which is exactly what Jurgen did. Golden handshake. Thank you very much. Adios amigos. That's it. He's done. You're not going to get a bean for him now.
But why did they say that he could do that? Why?
Because the reason they've granted him that is because of his 9 years of service, same as Jurgen Klopp. It's their way of saying thank you.
The club must also see the wages saved as like a bonus here because, bear in mind,
Ben, how much wages was he on? 450 grand a week?
460 a week he's on.
I think it's.
But if we sold him, we also would lose the wages.
460 grand a week he's on.
Yeah, but I think it's more likely you're probably going to save more just by letting him go.
Yeah.
And him forfeiting his the year of his contract he would have received.
Yeah, but we paid Jurgen the last year of his contract, even though he left a year before. We're going to do the same with Salah.
Yeah.
No, it's already been confirmed that Salah's forfeited the last year of his contract. He's not receiving a penny from it.
Okay. But if we have sold him for £10 million, we would have had 10 millions and still the salary of the books.
I think it's not just that though. It's about the net profit though, isn't it? Because you're not going to get a net profit. You're not really going to get a net profit for Salah unless you're selling. And like I said, there's no team on the planet that's going to pay more than 40 million for Salah, because it's not because he's not worth that. I still think you could get a good season or two out of it. But it's not just the transfer; it's the wage.
The thing is with Salah, he's the sad thing about all this is he should have left at the end of last season. He should have gone out on top instead of going out with a season like he's had. He should have gone out on top as a Premier League champion. Thank you very much. See you later. Done.
But none of us could predict this season we had this year.
I wonder if Salah if Salah wanted to leave last summer. I think, but because obviously what happened in early July last year, it kind of changed a lot of things.
Yeah,
personally for a lot of the players and for the club.
I agree. I think he did.
Salah couldn't just say, "Okay, I want to go now," right after Jota died, because it would put the club in a bad situation when they already needed to replace Jota. And I agree,
100%. You're right, but I also think that when he signed that contract, basically he just said, "Right, okay, for the next 12 months, I'm just going to go through the motions," and that's all he's done.
I don't think it was ever a case of him just saying, "I'm just gonna go through the motions." Yeah, something's happened. So, I mean, obviously Jota's death plays a part. I mean, you saw what he said about it when he made his statement. He was literally frightened at the prospect of coming back to Liverpool after Jota died. That death traumatized him a lot more than people are willing to understand.
We have been here now over our allotted time. But I am going to just ask one question to our late bloomer deck here. What are your thoughts about the game on Saturday against City and the FA Cup? Do you think we will get a result there? Do you care about if we get a result there?
Yeah, I do, Harold. I do, mate. I think I'm going to Manchester for it, and I'm. It's my first time to the Etihad. And I think for me, I know it's the FA Cup, and me and Craig, yourself, Ben, etc. We've all spoke about it's the FA Cup a competition that we should focus on. Is it a big competition and stuff? But for me, mate, I'd love to see us batter Man City. I really would. I think we go out there and we do everything we can, not just because of Salah, but I feel like we have to. But I feel like Salah's announcement now to the public will play a big part. I feel like Jurgen Klopp's announcement that he was leaving the football club played a big part because we went and won the league the year after. And maybe I'm just trying to clutch at straws, but I think we'll have Man City, and I think Salah continues to play the way he has been, and he might not have had the best season by far, but it's still Mo Salah, and we've still got him on the books, and he's still a player for Liverpool. So, if you ask me, I think we go out there and we beat Man City, and we progress in the FA Cup.
Here's a one then before you go. Would you take a loss to City if it guarantees, if it meant we beat PSG over 2 legs?
No, I'd take a loss to City if it meant that we win the Champions League.
Yeah, but we all would. But that's not really. We can't predict that. But no. I just want to thank Aldo, Ben, and
sorry I'm late. Sorry I'm late, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. That happens. But
detention, deck detention.
I just want to say everybody for joining, even if they came late or early or whatever. I enjoyed being here again. I'm now that Salah has announced that he will leave it, I think it's a good thing that he does, because we can give him the send-off that he deserves as a Liverpool legend. We can thank him for every minute he plays, and we can show appreciation. We have the game on Saturday against City. Maybe we'll do a pre-game a day or so after that. It depends. It's up to Aldo.
No,
I wish everybody.
hey, listen, there's 4 of you there. There's 3 of you there. You can all make decisions, Don't leave it to an old man.
No, but we'll figure it out. I wish you everybody a good night. I wish you a happy Easter, and
Yes.
good luck on Saturday.